All right, welcome to another lesson. This is Mr. Veszpeller's class, homework, Unit 1, Lesson 6. Building fluency with 2s and 5s. All right, we did number 1 in class. Let's do number 2. An orchard has 6 rows of apple trees. Each row has 5 trees. How many apple trees are in the orchard? And your student is circling the numbers, underlining the question, boxing in important terms, eliminating any unnecessary information, and then finally solving the problem. So an orchard has 6 rows. We circle the 6 and the 5. Those are the critical values. And then we underline the question. So the question helps us to know what are the important numbers and if there's any unnecessary information. We want to know how many apple trees are in the orchard. We box important terms. Each tells us it's either multiplication or division. Rows will tell us it's an array. And then how many apple trees? Apple trees is the label we give our answer. All right, so 6 rows and each row has 5 trees. So 6 rows of 5 is multiplication. So you ask yourself, is the answer going to be bigger than 6 or less than 6? If it's greater than 6, then you multiply. And so I'm guessing how many apple trees are in the orchard. There's an implied altogether. So altogether or in all tells us to either add or multiply. So we're going to multiply. 6 rows of 5, 6 times 5. And then your student will hold up 6 fingers and count by 5s. We can do count bys. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. So 30, and then the label is apple trees. All right, 6 apple trees. Navin arranged his soccer trophies into 5 equal rows. There's that rows again. It's going to be an array. He has 25 trophies. How many are in each row? Underline the question. And there's really, this time it's kind of hard to, the students were always told to box whatever comes after how many. How many what are in each row? How many trophies? We're talking about trophies. So trophies is going to be boxed because it's our label. Each tells us to either multiply or divide. Now, are there more than 25 in each row? No, it's a division problem. We're dividing up a total into 5 equal rows. So if we're dividing up a total into 5 rows or 5 groups, then it's a division problem. So it's 25 divided by 5. How many 5s in 25? You just keep counting. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. How many were there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So there's 5 in each row. 5 trophies in each row. And students can draw this out if you want to help them. Because it's rows, we know it's an array, and the rows are drawn like this. So each one of these represents a row. There's 5 rows. So there's 25 altogether, and then there's 5 rows. So 5 times what equals 25? So that you could see that is also related to multiplication. 5 times 5, we just count by 5s until we get to 25. And we did that right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 5 5s. So if you complete that, this is called a fast array. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 times 5 is 25. If one of these values is missing, but you have this value and then you have the total, then it's division. If you have the total, if you have the inside number of an array, it's division. 5 divided by 5 will give you that unknown value. Okay? Again, tickets to the school play cost $2 each. Each means multiply or divide. Mrs. Cortez spent $16 on tickets. That sounds like a total. She spent a total of $16 on tickets. And each ticket cost $2. So the question is, how many tickets did she buy? So we're going to box tickets also as well as each, because tickets is going to be our label. So again, if we have a total and we have the value of each group, then it's division. So it's $16 divided by $2 equals the number of tickets that she bought. So again, we count by twos till we get to 16. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16. How many twos? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So how many twos are in 16? The answer is 8. And then we label it tickets. She bought 8 tickets at $2 each. Jimette solved 20 multiplications. There were 5 multiplications in each row. Each will tell us either divide or multiply. Question: how many rows of multiplications did she solve? Let's box in rows, because that's going to be our label. So we're going to box in rows because that tells us it's an array. And knowing that it's an array will help us, because on one of the tests it'll tell you what kind of problem is this: equal groups, or is it an array, or is it an area? But we haven't studied area yet. Okay, so it looks like 20 is the total, and because it's there's 20 in each row. This time we don't know the number of rows. That's the question they're asking, but we know that there's 5 in each row. So we're going to draw one row. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's just one row, but we don't know how many rows there are. So 5 in each row. We know that there's 20 altogether. So 5 times what? 5 times what equals 20? So we can count by 5s. 5, 10, 15, 20. There's 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 5s. So 20 divided by 5 equals 4. And our label is rows. 4 rows. A related multiplication problem is 5 times how many rows, 5 in each row times how many rows equals 20 multiplications. So I know 5 times 4 because I counted by 5s. All right, and we did number 6. The answer is 12 peaches, and it's better to say 6. So Josh has 2 peaches for each of his 6 friends. How many peaches does he have? So the size of the group is 2, and there's 6 groups or 6 friends. So it's 6 groups of 2. It's better than 2 groups of 6. So it's 6 groups of 2 equals 12 peaches. All right, we did the other side. First, you count the number of rows. You count the number of rows. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 5 rows, and there's 3 in each row. So 5 rows of 3 equals 15. How many? Oh, dots. Parents, check if their first name at least, is written on the other side. How many dots? Well, there's 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 rows, and there's 2 in each row. So it's 4 rows of 2. And you can count them. 2, 4, 6, 8. There's 8 dots. This is a division problem. 35 divided by 5 is 7. You put the 7 in here. This is also division. It looks like an array, doesn't it? Here's the total, here's the number of rows, and here's how many are in each row. So 5 divided by 5 equals 1. 5 divided by 5 equals 1. This is multiplication. 5 times 6 is 30. You just count by 5 6 times. 4 times, this is times also. 4 times 5 is 20. You just count by 5s 4 times. 5, 10, 15, 20. How many 5s are there in 25? 5. And then how many is 7 2s? 7 2s. You just count by 2 7 times. That's 14. All right. We'll let you struggle through number 10 and number 11. Thank you very much. Parents, make sure your child's name is on the paper.